Today, we honor the curious minds that challenge the status quo, break barriers, and explore the unknown to unlock new opportunities. To ignite real change, let's embrace the spark of this moment. Hello, everyone. Myself, Ashwin Singh Chauhan. I extend a warm welcome to all our incredible innovators to the elimination rounds of T.U.P. Season X. Get ready to unleash the spark factor in this intense battle of brilliance because securing a win here is a ticket to the semi-finals of one of the most prestigious B-school competitions in the country, the ultimate season pitch, Season X. Let's get started. At Reliance, we strive on fresh ideas and innovations. It's deeply embedded in our core, shaping every aspect of our business and social initiatives. The ultimate pitch was conceived to this spirit, serving as a platform for curious, pioneering minds eager to showcase their next big spark. Now, in our 10th season, T.U.P has evolved into an unparalleled journey, continuing the decade long legacy we flagged off the competition physically in the top 20 B schools across the country. At each of these institutes, we were met with enthralling audience. The insightful sessions led by visionary leaders truly sparked curiosity and creativity. But this was just the beginning. We have expanded our reach, connecting with thousands of students across digital platforms and virtual events, sparking this competition into a pan India celebration of bold ideas and innovation. Now, it's with great excitement that I invite you to experience the magic of our campus launches and the highlights of our pan India virtual launch with this video. What an incredible response TUP Season X has received this year. Over 22,800 registrations, more than 1,900 idea submissions with 1 crore plus website impressions and 155K plus social media reach. The launch of TUP Season X was a huge success. And now we move on to the elimination rounds. A huge thank you to everyone for making it such a remarkable launch. TUP Season X kicked off with a bang. Innovators from across the country registered to showcase their spark factor and compete for the ultimate glory. Each of each idea was bold, visionary, and aimed to tackling at real-world challenges. Our evaluators worked tirelessly to ensure no idea submission went unnoticed, carefully selecting those that had the X factor and that extra spark over the others. Those exceptional teams with remarkable ideas have qualified for the elimination rounds for this ultimate competition. A big congratulations to all the advancing teams in the elimination rounds of TUP Season X. Kudos to each one of you for bringing the spark factor in this competition. Let's now do a quick rundown of what's expected to happen. I shall be calling out the name of the teams. We will play their 3-minute video on the screen. Then the teams will get 3 minutes to pitch their idea to the jury. This will be followed by a quick 4-minute Q&A. We request the teams to keep an eye on the timer. Also, post each team's presentation, we shall have the jury take a minute to score the teams individually before we move on to the next team. You will be judged on 5 parameters. Your idea should be futuristic, solve a real-world problem, challenge conventional wisdom, practical, scalable, and have a strong business case. For the ultimate champions of this season, the national winners will take home a grand cash prize. And that's not all. We are thrilled to announce more rewards. Elimination round winners and runner-ups will receive 50,000 and 25,000 respectively, along with exclusive TUP merchandise. National finalists will be mentored by CXOs of startups at Reliance, help you ignite your spark factor even further. Additionally, all national finalists and select semi-finalists will stand a chance to win pre-placement interviews opportunities. National finalists and select semi-finalists will have the ultimate opportunity to engage in self-reflection and enhance their skills with level up. So get ready, bring your A game and give it everything you have got. But hold on, what's a competition without a stellar jury? We are thrilled to have some of the brightest minds from Reliance with us today. They will be closely assessing your presentations, evaluating your ideas, and will provide their inputs at the end of the presentation. So I am thrilled to announce our esteemed jury for this elimination round. Mr. Nainesh Thakur, Vice President and Area Ops Head, MG Silicon New Energy, and Mr. Anirudh T, General Manager, New Energy Mobility. And with that, let's get started. Now, I'd like to call upon our very first team, Dream Toopers.
Colleges are bleeding efficiency. A study by Rutgers University found that 34% of students spend over 5 hours on their phones every day, leading to a 5% drop in academic performance. Institutions are also wasting 20% more on paper each year due to outdated attendance and record-keeping systems, contributing to an estimated 10 million tons of CO2 emissions annually from paper production. And while students scroll through social media, admins are facing up to a 40% productivity loss from managing scattered platforms. But what if we could fix all of this with one solution? Let me break it down. Students are distracted and frustrated. Teachers feel undervalued because no one's paying attention. Admins are juggling 4 to 5 different systems just to run day-to-day operations. And institutions are watching their brands erode as CO2 emissions skyrocket. In fact, 72% of students in India report that multiple platforms creates confusion, missed deadlines, and inefficiency. The core problem here is simple. There is no unified system that streamlines attendance, class materials, event updates, and minimizes distractions. We are piecing together fractured solutions when we need a holistic approach. Now, we have spoken to top SaaS business owners and professors. SaaS leaders emphasize that institutions need scalable, integrated systems. Professors, they want real-time accountability. Students should not just show up, they need to be engaged. According to our interview with SaaS experts, SaaS systems have been proven to cut operational complexity by 30%. So why are we not using this approach in colleges? Studies back this up. Research from Virudnagar, India shows that 32.5% students use their mobile phones for non-academic purposes during class lectures, and 35% report missing critical updates because information is scattered across multiple platforms. Our solution? A unified cloud-based platform that integrates ERP and LMS. It's the all-in-one solution. Students can track attendance, access class materials, and get notified about upcoming events, all while minimizing distractions. Attendance tracking is seamless through a QR code system. When students enter the classroom, they scan a unique QR code generated by the app for that session, logging their attendance instantly. This eliminates attendance proxy by verifying the student's device ID and location, ensuring those only physically present can mark themselves. It also cuts down inconsistencies and manual errors. Now here's the innovative part. The app tracks mobile phone usage in real time during class lectures. It monitors screen time using device sensors and geolocation data to ensure students are on campus and in classroom. If students open non-academic apps like social media, their screen time increases and their class focus score drops. This score is directly tied to their grades, creating an immediate visible incentive for students to stay off their phones during class lectures. Teachers can see real-time engagement levels through a dashboard, and students have a reason to stay focused. And here's the kicker. We have gamified it. Institutions can track their CO2 reduction efforts and get ranked on a leaderboard. Imagine the impact. The ROI? Colleges could see a 25% reduction in paper costs and boost academic engagement by at least 10%, based on projections from SaaS implementation case studies. We'll implement this in phases, starting with a pilot, followed by training and full integration. The result? A unified, eco-friendly, efficient system that drives higher engagement and lowers costs.
So let me ask you something. What's the one thing killing student engagement in classrooms today? You guessed it, mobile phones. 34% of students spend more than 5 hours a day on their phones, leading to a 5% drop in academic performances. Now combine that with wasted paper, outdated systems, and CO2 emissions. Institutions are stuck in the past, spending 20% more on paper annually. And what about the admin teams? They're wasting 40% of the productivity juggling different platforms. It's a mess. Here's the core issue. There's no unified system to manage attendance, course materials, and even notifications in one place. Students are distracted, teachers are frustrated, and admin teams are overwhelmed. We need a holistic approach, not a patchwork of solutions. So our answer is a SaaS platform that integrates ERP and LMS. One place for everything. Real-time attendance, class materials, event notifications, and performance tracking. Students stay engaged, teachers feel empowered, and admins get their productivity back. Oh, and no more wasted paper, just pure efficiency and sustainability. And the timing couldn't be better. As of 2023, the global education ERP market stands at 17 billion US dollars. In India alone, the market is expected to reach 3.5 billion US dollars by 2024 and grow at 24.77% CAGR, hitting 11.5 billion US dollars by 2030. The future is digital and we want to lead the way. India's education landscape is shifting fast. Post-pandemic transformation boosted demand for remote education, and by 2026, the online education market will jump to 325.5 billion INR. And cloud-based ERP solutions are gaining popularity for scalability and flexibility. Institutions are desperate for efficient resource management with rising enrollments. So the question is it real? Yes. 72% students say using multiple platforms creates confusion and missed deadlines. Can we win? Absolutely. The platform's gamified CO2 leaderboard and real-time mobile tracking differentiates us from traditional solutions, tackling admin inefficiencies and distractions head-on. And is it worth doing? 100%. Institutions could see a 25% reduction in paper costs and a 10% boost in student engagement. Can you please change the slide? Thank you. So let's get practical. Attendance tracking. Students can scan a QR code generated from each class and connect to a Bluetooth device. Only those physically present get marked. Real-time focus tracking. We monitor mobile usage. If students open non-class apps, their focus score drops and so does their grade. And course materials. Once logged in, students enter a virtual classroom. Only the current courses material is accessible and no distractions, no way out. So let's talk about the total market opportunity. India's education ERP market reaches 3.5 billion US dollars by 2024. 30% of institutions already have digital infrastructure. So our serviceable addressable market is nearly around 1 billion US dollars. Capturing just 15% of that market gives us a 150 million US dollar annually, with break even in first year and 300 crores of revenue. And thanks to 2,900% of profit margins from low operating costs. Next slide, please. So we will roll this out in stages. We partner with 2 to 3 early adopters, collect feedback, and tweak the product. Nationwide rollout follows after that. We run a high impact marketing campaign, train staff, and bundle with telecom partnerships to scale fast. Next slide, please. Thank you. So our go-to-market strategy focuses on targeting the top 50 NIRF ranked institutes and letting them lead the way for others. Referral incentives to build momentum through word of mouth and engaging admins with in-person pitches showing how this platform reclaims class participation and streamlines operations. Now we have identified potential roadblocks and solved some of them, like privacy concerns. We replace the geolocation with a Bluetooth tracking, no invasion and no hassle. If someone brings a second phone, we'll introduce manual attendance checks at the end of the class. And for battery issues, the app is lightweight and won't drain phones. And for competitors, we'll launch the top tier institutions and create brand loyalty fast. The market is growing, the problem is real, and our solution is ready to make an impact. We're not just selling technology. We are building a better learning environment, boosting engagement, saving resources, and leading institutions into a sustainable future. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dream Trippers. And I think it's a good idea.
Thank you,
But
Team Dream Toppers. Good afternoon.
very good afternoon to everyone.
Good
Yeah,
afternoon,
let me understand the things.
Nainish, would you like to go first?
Yeah, I'm heading overseas. The point is that what I understand that you are making the multiple platform in a one platform, and that cloud-based ERP systems and online educations. In pandemic, we have experienced that how important is cloud this online education, all these things. But my point
I'm
is
just
that
trying to see if our other jury member, Mr. Nainish, is also audible and visible. Please hold on.
am I audible?
yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So my point is that these online educations or cloud-based ERP systems can be approached only through mobile, or it can be approached, or we can use that on laptop or desktop as well.
Sir, I think it would be necessary to keep it both on mobile as well as laptops, because something like attendance tracking can be done on mobile. But when students study for their exams, they will require a larger screen, a larger background to have to utilize the resources at the most with the most efficiency. So it will be both a laptop as well as a mobile app, and we can also introduce on iPads or any specifications that the institution requires.
Thank you,
Okay.
Parth. As
Yeah,
I
Mr.
said,
Niru.
I think we'll wait for the other jury member also to start. Yeah, Mr. Nainish ji has also joined us.
Yeah, Mr. Anirudh, I think can you hear me? Because I
Yes, I
already
can
put
hear
it.
you.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Yeah, then the online education's field during pandemic time, it was there was a boom in this online educations because of the pandemic and all these things. but later, do you think that it can still sustain online education against the offline education's part, and how?
So, yes, sir. Thank you for the question. So, first of all, our main differentiating factor is not that it's an online cloud-based platform, it's the issue that we are solving. So, all these institutions right now are facing the issue that the students are using mobile phones during classes, which is affecting their grades because they're not focusing on the classes. So, that is the differentiating factor. And secondly, that there are multiple platforms like admins are managing Google Classroom, Gmail, OLT platforms, a plethora of platforms just to run day-to-day operations. So if there is one single platform, then it also reduces manpower and it becomes more efficient. And there's one single collation platform where every information is available. This also in turn reduces carbon footprint.
Additionally,
Okay.
sir, I would like to add that it is not a substitute to the teaching system. Professors will be going on with their business as usual. It is just an added assistant that makes the job for professor even easier and for the organization as well.
Okay, fine. Thank you, Mr. Anirudh.
Yeah, I had a question on whether this is going to be a hybrid proposal, or are you trying to completely move towards this kind of an online basis?
Yes,
So
sir.
it will
So
be a kind of, yes, please go on, Arathri.
okay, thank you so much. So this is not a hybrid platform. This is a shift. Basically, what we're looking for is a disruption in the way things are being managed right now. So this will be one single platform where everything will be done. So yeah, no integration as such. This is a complete ERP and LMS system.
Okay. So if that is the case, somebody as big as Byju's themselves made a statement that their estimate of going online and assessing the online market had to be recalibrated. The first one is the definition of the problem statement, right? I need to see that there is a problem and I need to address it. Now everybody's back to post-COVID. We are all working at work, at office, and schools are operated in physical. So where do you start the trigger? Where are you seeing the trigger for collaborators to come and work with you to say that yes, this problem statement exists, and I would like to pitch in and start working with you?
Okay, sir. Thank you for that question. So we conducted a primary research for teachers and admins in 3 MBA colleges. And from our research, we understood that teachers are dissatisfied because students are using phones in their classroom. That's where the solution started developing from. Then, when we talked to admins, we came to know that they were also facing another problem, which is they had to handle multiple platforms, and there's a lot of redundancy of data in these cases. Like if attendance is marked in a register, a lot of times that attendance is not actually tallying with what is entered in the database. So, to solve all these problems, we came up with the solution. So what we are targeting is the top 2 to 3 institutes. So we can have that initial brand establishment. And after that, just as we get more early adopters and more marketing follows, through that word of mouth, we are expecting more institutions to come our way through the snowball effect, the multiplier effect.
Okay. I just feel that there are competitors already existing. I have my teenager who's also operating out of school, and they have a pretty good learning management system online, which gives me everything that you spoke about, except for the innovative one that you spoke about in terms of monitoring the attendance using Bluetooth or location. So there is a chance that a lot of these people can venture into your space. So what is it that is going to keep you higher than what who are already there, and how do you intend to incorporate it in your business strategy, your business case?
Okay, sir. So, of course, this again is a two-phase solution. First of all, is our differentiating factor, which is our innovative solution of tracking phones, as you said. Secondly, it's going to be the brand. Ultimately comes down to the brand and the marketing. So, if we start with a very big campus, for example, IIT Kharagpur, and if we can convince them to use our solution, then rest of the institutions will follow. That is how all the indexes and all the new technologies come up. We need one single player who's going to establish the brand. And secondly, if we are backed by someone as big as Reliance, then I think that's already a go-to solution because we have already established something and we want to build brand recall. So anytime someone thinks of an LMS and ERP integration, the first thing that comes to mind is this solution by Reliance.
Okay. I'm not talking about the solution per se. I'm trying to look at the problem statement also. And you said you had spoken to 3 or 4 universities or institutions, And when students are getting distracted in class via mobile phones, the guarantee that they will be not using a mobile phone when they are away is a big question. How, irrespective of technology, I think students are smarter and they'll figure out a way. I think the engaging part of attracting them to stay rooted to the lecture has to stay with the instructor. NSG will also agree that we conduct so many presentations. The presenter actually dictates how engaging the presentation actually has to be. And the second part is the initiative from the student or the one who's listening. And these two issues are somehow not rightly captured here. I'm trying to understand, give you another chance to understand if there is something that you are linking the teacher and the student here, apart from the technology that tracks it.
Sure, sir. Thank you for that question. And yes, please let me clarify. So in a class, what happens is we are giving the teachers a dashboard where they can actually see live engagement scores, which means how much how much of the students are actually using the phones during the live lectures. Accordingly, they can tweak their style of content delivery or tweak their content. So when we are giving them a live feedback, for example, if a teacher is teaching and he can see on his phone that 30% of the students are distracted because they're using phones, then of course they will know that there is something wrong with the either the content or either the way the content is being delivered. So it helps them on a real time basis. And secondly, this directly ties up to their grade, the student's grade. We are actually, can you move on to the next slide, please, Srihari? The solution one. As you see on the top right corner, we have introduced a class focus score. This becomes part of the student's ultimate grade. So they have an immediate visible incentive to focus on classes rather than just accountability. Because let's be very honest here. Uh, Students are not accountable when it comes to things like these. They are easily distracted. So giving them a concrete incentive to focus on actually helps them.
But my point is
Additionally,
that
sir, I would like to, yeah.
uh, class focus is measured, or it's counting only on the students is away from the mobile phone. That is only a criteria.
Uh,
So that is not an
yes.
engagement. We cannot say that it's a when the student is away from the phone, he is completely engaged with the teachers or a professor. So this is one
Yes,
of
sir.
the criteria, but we cannot say that if student is not ready to understand or he's not focusing, although he's away from the phone, but he's not focusing on the study part or the lecture part. So how can we see that this is actually class focus, and the student is very much in focus with the class lecture study or presentation sort of thing.
Okay, sir. Thank you for that question. So we conducted an OLAP study on 5 students, basically observed them and did not let them know that they were being observed. And what we observed was every time the class focus drops, their class focus drops, the first thing they tend to do is open their mobile phones. And it is a habit that they developed during the COVID period when we were almost tied to our phones or glued to our phones 24/7. So that is a queue behavior. Basically, you get a queue and then there's a routine that triggers it. That's the behavior that we observed over 5 students over like 10 to 15 classes. So once that behavior was established and we actually made the scope of a solution based on that, we are just trying to eliminate or reduce the phone usage right now. Of course, as you mentioned, sir, just phone usage is not a right metric of assessing class focus, but our solution focuses on that scope majorly.
Additionally, sir, one of the things that I noticed recently is that Reliance is gearing up to partner with the NVIDIA. So one of our solution also provides the thing is that we have all the data, like how when the students are getting into mobile during a particular period. So we can also float different quizzes which particularly focus on the material taught in that particular class to ensure that yes, students are paying attention, and these quizzes can be directly linked to the grades to ensure that yes, they pay attention during the classes. And these will be completely unannounced. They will completely be surprised. They would be short quizzes like 2 3 questions or 4 5 questions depending on the teachers. This is how we can ensure that yes, students are engaging during the classes.
Okay, and how you can perform with this idea in the market? What is your goal plan? What is your growth story then? What is your future plan to get this idea succeeded?
Okay, sir. Understood. Srihari, please move on to the next slide. Yes. So that's a complete implementation plan, starting from development of the app to how we are going to market it to how we are going to implement it. As I said, sir, basically, like as you can see on the, we want to conduct a pilot first. Okay, so 2 to 3 early adopters are what we are targeting. We're going to collect feedback from them. What are the problems, what are the key areas that they actually like, and then capitalize on those. Once we have the key areas that they like, that will be our differentiating factor. So collect feedback and tweak the product accordingly, and after that there's going to be the nationwide rollout. So we run a high impact marketing campaign. We train staff. After that we provide 24/7 support and bundle with telecom partnerships to scale fast. So that's both internal and external.
Okay. Thank you very much from my side, Mr. Nirud. Anything? And all the very best to
No,
your team.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so
thank you,
much.
team. All the best to you.
Thank you, Dream Troopers. Such a lovely presentation, and thank you so much, respected jury, for providing such insightful feedback to the ideas. Now, up next, let's go to the next team. I'd like to welcome Lone Wolf to present their case. All the best.
In the year 2000, around 35% of Indian youth were unemployed. By 2022, the number almost doubled. The ILO says about 65% of the youth in India are jobless. 65%.
Unemployment. It is one of the biggest problems our country is facing. The Indian youth are not getting jobs. But a bigger problem than this is unemployability. The Indian youth are unable to match the job requirements today. 50% of our population is below 25. This youth is seen as a national asset, but 83% of the jobless are under 34 and half of all graduates are unemployable. So, we dive deep into the problem of unemployability. We understand that there's a skill gap between academic curriculum and the industry requirement, and a lack of practical skills of students. And on the other hand, a degree is considered sufficient and the motivation is lacking. Many of the current solutions, like online courses, boot camps, lack personalization, engagement, and real-world application. As a result, we see jobless graduates and underemployed professionals. So that's where we come in. I am Hanson Braganza, the founder of Skill Room. To solve this problem of unemployability due to skill gap, we are building a cutting-edge personalized AI-powered learning platform for Bharat that transforms skill development into an exciting game-like experience, making learning not only fun and addictive, but also designed to get you job ready faster than ever. To do this, we integrate AI and behavioral psychology. Our platform understands each user and their different strengths and goals and builds a personalized learning journey for them in their language. Through dynamic modules, real world applications, and AI powered coaching, we ensure users don't just learn, they master the skills their employers want. And with a focus on psychological triggers, we make this entire process extremely engaging. We are building a complete learning ecosystem that is designed to create a real world impact. Our platform is future proofing education. As job market demands evolve, our AI will adjust the learning path ahead. We challenge the conventional wisdom of static and disengaging education by making it dynamic and more interactive. We have built a solution that's not only practical but also scalable. We can reach millions of users across India. The opportunity here is massive. The India's youth is eager for solutions that make them employable, and the market is wide open. We have begun building a community as well. We are not just creating an edtech platform. We are redefining how education prepares people for the workforce. So let's tap into this multi-billion-dollar opportunity together. Thank you.
Hi. So, how many times have we heard that professionals say that what they've learned in college doesn't match to their job requirements? Despite spending years in higher education, 1 out of 2 graduates and students in higher education are unemployable. This is a national challenge, but also a huge opportunity. To solve this problem, we followed a design thinking approach. We interviewed a few people, and out of those, meet Gaurav. He was my batchmate from undergrad, currently unemployed, facing issues with being consistent and a lack of skills. Current solutions for Gaurav are either boring, expensive, or not focused on skills. He wants something he can resonate with. He wants something personalized that can make him job ready. So that's where our platform brings a transformative approach in our solution that has a mix of AI and behavioral psychology that includes personalized dynamic modules, job simulations, and a coach. And all of this is packed in a gamified platform to make learning fun. With this massive demand, let's look at how our solution is not only desirable but also built on a strong business viable model. So, to become a data analyst, Gaurav would pay 300 to 500 rupees for a skill, or he can pick up a bundle of skills to match his goal. The market that we are in is growing at a 19% CAGR and will be $17 billion by 2030. Out of the 125 million students and graduates in India, we aim to convert only 0.0008% of them to reach 10,000 sales in the first year. Now, since our platform leverages generative AI, our costs are low and we get a gross margin of 76.4% in year one per skill. With our features and models, we are confident to have a competitive advantage that we can sustain. Now, let's look at how our platform is built for success. Our technology involves a network of AI agents built with OpenAI and Grok that track user behavior to personalize the content. Our app's gamification through psychological triggers leverages dopamine driven engagement to build lasting habits, creating a loop of anticipation, achievement, and rewards. We are scalable because we can handle millions of users simultaneously with minimal intervention. We can target more segments and even partner with corporates, recruiters, educational institutes, and government. Now, to reach the 10,000 sales mark in year one, our GTM in the pre launch, we focus on community building on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Discord, and regularly engage with them with tips, quizzes, and rewards to build an organic momentum. Beta testing of 100 to 200 users will be conducted to gather feedback and iterate. During the launch, we would target the top 6 states that have the highest number of enrollments and slowly expand. We would spend on social media marketing, focusing on Instagram 50%, YouTube 30%, and LinkedIn 20%, and launch with limited features. Post launch, we would slowly keep adding new features and track the acquisition, retention, and placement rates. In short, our platform is not just practical and scalable, it's a next gen solution for India's workforce. And that's how we hit the innovation mark. Thank you.
Thank you, Hanson, for the presentation. So are you looking at bringing this platform typically for the IT industry where you're trying to look at the gaps, or is there something that you have thought about the non-IT
We have thought
landscape
of
as well?
so eventually it will launch out to anything that you need to work on digitally. That's where we want to be eventually. But we'll start out with a few IT skills only, like digital marketing, like data analysis, and etc. Like that.
And where are you getting the inputs for defining that this problem statement can be resolved with this solution group?
So we have interviewed a few people, and they all mentioned that they lack consistency. So in the competitors that the current solutions that they have, they usually start learning over there, and then they miss out. So they want something that keeps them engaged, and also there are many problems in the skill gap which they face when they work, and they are not able to get hired. So there is a
Any
gap between.
examples? Sorry, I want to interrupt. Can you give me one example where after you spoke to saying that this is something that the university could not address or the education could not address?
Okay, I'll talk about Gaurav itself, the guy
Yeah.
that I spoke about in the presentation. So he told me, so he wanted to be a data analyst. Our course was about data analysis only, but still we did not actually learn the Python skills that we need for a data analyst would need for the job requirements today. For example, like if there are some libraries or something which are required right now, he has no idea about that because he did not learn that in school, in college, sorry.
And
And
you
now
think
he's trying to learn on a different edtech platform, like he's using Skills for All by Cisco. That is a free resource but he still lack of doesn't isn't consistent on that platform because there is a lack of gamification, personalization, and like he wants something that he can resonate with. So that's why the issue, and that's where we come in.
I understand, but have you also spoken to the other side, the job market side, where they are trying to identify this as a means to say that as a wish list? Because we are
No, we
looking at a
haven't done that yet.
fresh grad, right? So I'm trying to understand from the fresh grad perspective. Are you
Fresh
looking at that
graduate
as
from the graduation perspective or the
yes?
employer?
From the employer perspective, looking at him as a fresh grad, would there be an
Hmm.
expectation tagged to him? Is the question that is running in my
So
mind.
I have not conducted any formal interviews for that stakeholder yet, but informally I've heard some people talk about it, like professionals that have interacted with the guest lecture teachers that come to our college. So I've heard from them informally. I wouldn't say that formal through a formal interview I know about this, but yeah.
Okay. Nainish, anything from your end?
Sir, I'm not able to hear you.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
I'm just requesting Nainish if he has something.
Mr. Henshan, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Um, my question is that we are not replacing core knowledge or core subject knowledge through skill room, right?
No, we are just giving them practical experience for the theory that they have learned.
But my point is that if a commerce student, he has graduated from the commerce college and now
Hmm.
he wants to move to the IT field, say for example,
Yes.
so you are just adding, you are just understanding the his requirement, his wish list, and accordingly just give a suggestion that you go for this one, new additional course sort of thing.
No, no, we provide them the skill development course. And I did not get your question. Could you please repeat?
My point is that a core knowledge or core discipline, whether from he or she graduated and now he or she wants to change the in other discipline,
Hmm.
is it possible? Is it
Yeah,
workful?
sure. Why not? Career switches are possible. Even eventually, we want to target people that are want to upskill in their career as well. So even these people that you spoke of that want to career switch or people that want to upskill for going ahead in their careers, everything is possible. That's where our personalization comes in. So we understand what the user wants, and so and with their learning abilities and what their skill set is, we create dynamic modules through generative AI for them.
Okay, but then you are just upscaling his core competency, right? Now person is already graduated from some other discipline, and
Hmm.
now he or she wants to change a complete a new domain.
Hmm.
So how this one can help him?
So that's what I said. What his current skill set is, we understand that, and then we create personalized learning plans for him. So after, if he wants a skill set in like say digital marketing, for example, so he would go and buy purchase the digital marketing career path from us, and we understand the skill set that he currently has, and our AI will generate dynamically all the modules. So even if he's facing difficulty in the first module, we understand that, and then we make the other modules easier for him, and make it a longer process, so that he eventually understands everything clearly. And our personalization comes where we give him easy examples so that he can understand and career switch easily based on his
We are not
cultural context. Huh?
okay. Okay. Go ahead.
I was talking about the cultural context also that we have. So based on his location or based on his user behavior, we add cultural context also. So like for example, you wouldn't remember a normal formal class, but you would remember a fun story that a professor explained to you for explaining a concept. So that's where we add cultural context to it also. And we are aiming to go into vernacular languages also eventually.
And how that psychological behavior part will come in picture then? It's just
So
his
that is,
wish list, right? Or anything else?
uh, could,
It's just
could
only
you
a wish
repeat,
list
sir?
or anything else?
No psychological process, sir. If you're familiar with Duolingo, we have like they have streaks and like reminders and like paths. They have like a collection of gems. So we incentivize them on if they complete one track. We incentivize them. So that releases the dopamine release in their head, and so that's where we create anticipation, achievement and reward system ka loop, where we build a habit for them to come regularly to the platform and finish their course. We have levels, we have XP, like that. We have gamified the whole system for them, so that they are motivated, and we form a discipline for them, which is a habit building process, that they can come again and again to the platform.
Okay, thank you very much, and all the very best, Mr. Braganza.
Thank you, sir.
Anirudh, anything?
Nothing from me also. Thank you very much, Mr. Hansen,
Thank
and
you,
all the
sir.
very best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Lone Wolf. Really like the area that you have picked, and thank you, jury, for such insightful feedbacks on that. Now, let's allow our jury a minute to complete scoring their teams. While they make their assessment, let us have some fun, don't you think? We'll have an interesting trivia question about Reliance. All you need to do is try to guess the answers in the comment section. The first person to answer correctly gets our amazing T.U.P merchandise. Ready, set, here we go. Yes, so let's see who got it right. It is Sandra Saju. You have guessed it right. Please reach out to us on our social media handles or support@unstop.com. Thank you. Now, let's move on to our next team, Team Mirados. All the best.
Hello, we're Team Miradors and we are here to talk about unlocking India's immense potential in sports and how together we can make a real difference. Did you know that globally the sports industry contributes just 0.5% to the GDP, but in India it's just 0.1%. This is despite having world's largest youth population, that's over 600 million people under age of 25. That's a massive untapped opportunity waiting to be harnessed. According to an FICCI report, India needs approximately 4.3 million sports professionals to meet the global standards. Yet thousands of talented sports coaches across the country are underemployed. At the same time, countless aspiring athletes struggle to find the quality coaching and sports venues remain underutilized. Job searches in sports have increased by 11%, while job postings have decreased by 25%. This mismatch highlights a significant gap between those seeking opportunities in sports and the availability of those opportunities.
So what's the problem? Coaches lack visibility and struggle to find consistent work. Athletes can't access quality, personalized coaching, especially outside major cities. Venues are underused, leading to lost revenue and wasted resources. Existing solutions like overcrowded academies are expensive and offer little personalized attention. Independent coaches often rely on word of mouth, limiting their reach. Introducing Khelo Sathi, a platform designed to bridge these gaps and revolutionize India's sport ecosystem. So how does Khelo Sathi work? For coaches, they can create detailed profiles showcasing qualifications and experience, manage schedules and receive secure payments through the platform. For athletes, find verified qualified coaches tailored to their sport, skill level and location. Receive personalized training plans to achieve their goals. For venues, list facilities on the platforms to increase occupancy. Host coaching sessions and training programs, which will help in boosting revenue. But the impact goes beyond just connecting coaches, athletes and venues.
Khelo Sathi can monetize by charging a commission fee on coach bookings made to the platform. It can offer premium memberships for athletes, helping them find their ideal coach for personalized plans. Venues can be paid to be promoted for higher visibility. Additionally, the platform can partner with sports brands for sponsorships and in-app advertisements. Making quality coaching accessible empowers youth, promotes healthier lifestyles, and builds a strong community. Khelo Sathi also aligns with the government initiatives like Khelo India and the Fit India movement, supporting their goals for promoting sports and fitness across the country. Imagine a platform where coaches find meaningful employment and professional growth, Athletes achieve their dreams with the right guidance. Venues thrive as vibrant centers of community engagement. That's the future we envision with Khelo Saathi.
Khelo Sathi, your partner in play.
Good afternoon. We are Team Mirrors, and today we want to draw your attention towards a critical issue: the unemployment of former athletes, the underutilization of sports venues, and the lack of accessible, high quality coaching. In India, the current coach to student ratio is 1 is to 114, far from the ideal 1 is to 10 ratio. By 2024, we will need around 5 million sports professionals, but we are significantly lagging behind. Despite having the world's largest youth population globally, our share in the global sports market is just 3%. Our solution is Khelo Sathi, a comprehensive one-stop platform designed to create a thriving sports ecosystem. We aim to connect athletes, coaches, and sports venues, empowering each to grow and succeed.
Let's start with our business model. The key partners, where we collaborate with sports academies for venue onboarding, engage with local sports club to increase visibility, and work with tech partners for smooth user experiences. Moving to key activities, our focus lies on coach acquisition, partnership building, and marketing to desire customer acquisition. Next, we have key resources, which includes our verified coaching database, technology, and government partnerships. Our value proposition is clear. Coaches gain visibility and steady income. Athletes get personalized and affectionate venue operators, optimize revenue, and we contribute to developing the sports ecosystem.
Retaining customers, building trust, and acquiring coaches, particularly in the Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, will be our key challenges. Our cost structure includes acquisition cost, marketing expenses, platform expenses, and staff salaries. Finally, our revenue streams come from commissions, partnerships, and in-app advertisements. Our app interface will look something like this, where coaches can first register themselves on the app and verification will be done by our team. Athletes can choose their sports and based on the sports and see the type of coaches available based on the skill requirement of them. They can compare coaches on the basis of reviews and qualifications. And once they like a coach, they can themselves book a price, negotiate a price as well as the schedule.
Okay, so now talking about the year-on-year expansion. In year one, Khilosati's focus will be on platform development and coach and venue onboarding. In year two, we will try to introduce AI-driven recommendation, which will match coaches and athletes. And also we will introduce training program for coaches to improve their quality. In year three, Khilosati will make collaboration with schools and colleges, and also it will introduce its own subscription plans. In fourth year, Khilosati can introduce its own franchisee model for venues, and also it will introduce advanced analytics reports for coaches. Now talking about the financials, in year one, our projected revenue is around 7.3 crore. And for this number, we have taken certain assumptions. Like our assumption is in first year, Khilosati will have around 10,000 users. And also we will charge 12% commission from coaches and 25% commission from venues. And now talking about our costs. So our cost will mainly consist of marketing, staff salaries, and platform development. This is all from our side. Now we are open for questions.
Hi, good afternoon, team. Am I audible?
Yes,
Good afternoon, sir. Yes, you're audible.
Okay. I have one question to start with. I'm trying to understand the demographic where you are going to look at not so popular sports as a means to target both sports professionals who want to get better as well as coaches who are available. And how are you going to evaluate them?
So first, we'll try to onboard popular sports so as to build our base, as number of coaches in these popular sports will be plentiful. So once we have a certain database of coaches and a customer base, we will expand to more diverse sports like karate, taekwondo, hockey, or perhaps gymnastics. So for that, we'll first target the popular sports, and our demographic is we're going to target people who want to play any sports first semi-professionally, right? Sports enthusiasts, we won't target the professional side of the things at the start. Once we have a good base where people get to know about our brand, then we will slowly diversify our interest and target the professional side of the things as well. So our primary value proposition would be creating a coaching database. So we will have information of every sport, what kind of coaches teach that sports at what level. And I think these data analytics will be the fundamentals of our business in future. So we need to create the database, which is lacking currently in every sports. As we talk to people like in states like Haryana, where coaches had played in national and state level, but they are not finding opportunities or students to impart those knowledge to. So that's why we were thinking we can be a matchmaking service for the coaches and the students. So yes.
I think your idea is fundamentally really good. I also feel that a platform like that has a lot of potential. I'm trying to understand the nitty-gritties in the earlier part, not even going to the business side. I'm trying to understand how you're going to evaluate a coach. How are you going to understand that this particular sport is important in this particular demographic? If I'm living in a particular state or a district, I don't want to travel to another district to be a professional coach. So how are you going to track that? That information has to come from somewhere. Have you given some thought on that? And has somebody worked on that?
Right, sir. I'll take that up. So, in let's say, sir, I am personally a national level taekwondo player, and I was in hostel at one point of time. But when I came home, I couldn't find a good coach around me that I can look forward. So that's how we originated this idea. Like, why not? And even my coach was finding very difficult to find an employment. So what I've observed in Haryana particularly is that there are certain clusters of certain sports. For example, Panipat, Sonipat is a lot more known there for wrestling, and for Hisar, it's a lot of badminton here. So we can create clusters of those coaches since we already have tie-up with venues as well. So it's an ecosystem that we are trying to build. And with respect to qualification of the coaches, there will be already like a display database that this coach have played at this level and have coached previously this much, and we'll have reviews also on the website. Only we'll have reviews from people around the area. So we'll create clusters in every district of every state, and then we'll expand accordingly. Like once the pilot is done in a few of the states, sports playing like more prominent sports playing states, and then we'll expand it to other states as well. So this is just an example of Haryana, which is very like prominent and small right now for the pilot, and then we'll expand it to further states. For example, Maharashtra, we can have more cricket oriented things, and accordingly we'll work on.
And how about the centers which are offering these facilities? Have you had a chance to talk to one or two examples?
So we had a talk with one of the facilities nearby to our college, a badminton court per se. So currently, what they are doing, they are having a word of mouth transfer to the people who already come to these badminton courts. So a lot of time, for example, if they are open for 6 hours in a day, only 2 hours are being utilized for playing the sports. Other 4 hours, nobody is coming to the court. So there is like people are not aware that a court is available nearby and the time is being just wasted there. So what we were proposing, so that venues can list it on their platforms, and if we match a student and a coach in a nearby platform to the venue, we can sort of tell them this is a venue we have a partnership with. If the coach goes to that place, he'll get a discounted rate to teach the student there. So in this way, we are mapping students and coaches to a venue, and we are providing venues the visibility and also offering them our customers. So this way, we are sort of tackling the underutilization of venues. And a lot of venues in India, like for example, I've seen personally after the Commonwealth Games in Delhi, a lot of these stadiums are not being maintained because they are being underutilized, and the maintenance funds are not there because people are not coming. So to also bridge that gap, this is one of the solutions that we have come up with: matchmaking service for coach, students, and the venue.
Okay. Nainesh,
Yeah. What I understand, you are making a platform where sports coach, athletes, and a venue, all three come together, and everyone gets the opportunity to deal with one or other things. Either sports coach will get the athletes, all the things. Do you have any approach, or do you have uh, going to the government authorities or any plan to do so?
So I'll take that question, sir. So in the end, like at the start, I had mentioned, once we have a set number of people registered to our platforms and a set number of coaches that have been onboarded to our platform, we'll have a lot of information regarding what district plays which sport, in which state there's a particular interest growing about which sport. So if we can have this sort of a data set, we can sort of provide it to the Sports Authority of India so that they can map out where they can open their specific sports centers. For example, in Northeast, we know that football is very popular, but we do not know what is the second or the third most popular sports. And if we know that there's a growing trend that people in this state require coaching from this particular sport, and if we convey to the Sports Authority, they can sort of venture into that and make a center out of it. So at the end, we'll be a data brokers of a thing that not a lot of people know about. So that is also one of the things we're looking at. Once we have the data set, we can help the government set up sports centers according to the sporting interest that is being garnered in state-wise. So,
And
yes.
Adding to my colleagues' part, sir, a lot of our vision aligns with Khelo India, and even Reliance Foundation has been working a lot around sports and education for all. So our primary focus will be that we align the same vision with initiatives of government like Khelo India, and where we can enter and help and collaborate with the government in this respect.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much and all the very best, because India is also planning to take up this 2036 Olympic in India. So all the very best, and your platform will work, and it will help India to go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for
Good
your
job.
time.
Thank you.
Thank you, jury, for your very warm wishes, and team. That was a fantastic presentation. I admire how you thoughtful approach for addressing the problem that you guys have. Now, moving on, let's move to Team Bits Wisecracks. All the very best.
Energy, but 80% of the world's power comes from fossil fuels, and the sector emits the majority of global greenhouse gases. Without a drastic shift to alternative sources, the catastrophic effects of climate change will be felt everywhere. But which forms of energy are the most sustainable?
Imagine walking into a concert, a nightclub, or even a gym, and every step you take, my team and I are here to introduce you Pulse Flows, where sustainability meets innovation. Our specialized flooring captures kinetic energy from movement and turns it into usable power. That means every dance, every jump, or even a casual stroll isn't just fun. It's helping power to event itself. These flows are game changers. Each style can generate up to 35 watts of power. So just imagine a crowd of people at an event creating electricity simply by moving. We need more green energy options because our world is still too dependent on non-renewable energy sources. Kinetic flows helps reduce that reliance while making sustainability a fun, interactive experience for everyone. Now, how does this technology work? Each style contains an electromagnetic generator. When someone steps or jumps, their movement is converted into rotational energy, powering a generator. The electricity introduced is stored in a supercapacitor acting like a battery. So every step you take is captured, stored, and ready to be used. And it gets better. We can track energy generation in real time, allowing organizers to see which areas generated the most power, or even connect energy output to specific songs and activities. It's a new way to engage people and promote eco-conscious behavior. Whether you're dancing at Lollapalooza, working in a gym, or enjoying a night out, kinetic flows makes every movement count. Let's take a step forward towards a greener and smarter future.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, our team, Bits Wisecracks, we are excited to present an innovative solution to address energy sustainability challenges in high traffic venues, pulse floors. Mechanical kinetic floors convert footsteps energy into electricity through components like springs and gears, ideal for powering lightings and displays sustainably. Pressure plates detect steps, spring compresses to store energy, and gears amplify movements. Stored in capacitors or batteries, this energy powers lights and displays or charging stations, providing a sustainable solution for high footfall areas like event venues, gyms, playgrounds, etc. Addressing high carbon emissions, low awareness, and sustainability gaps, these floors offer creative energy solutions for venues.
Our research explored kinetic flooring potential in event spaces. Primary insights showed high interest in unique sustainable solutions, with dance floors generating around 2 watts per step. At an event with 100 attendees in college itself and 83,000 steps generated, the setup overall generated 800 kilowatts of energy. Secondary data highlighted energy output per tile, supporting our business insight into maximizing energy through crowd movement during high footfall events.
When we go to the next slide, our market strategy for kinetic floors targets B2B sectors like gyms, clubs, and arenas. Though the industry partnerships and government collaborations and trade events, we aim to showcase sustainability benefits. So, for an example, the revenue streams focus on floor size or customization, and then at the same time supported by a strong online presence, such as through Google Ads and LinkedIn. Now, this eco friendly product offers a unique energy generating experience and a high footfall spaces. When we go to the next slide, our scalability plan focuses on deploying kinetic flows in large venues or utilizing energy storage for efficient power generation. Now, when we talk about partnerships with public spaces and sustainability based entities, will support our market expansion. Now, the implementation roadmap includes feasibility studies, product development, and pilot installations. When we talk about risk mitigation, it addresses the environmental, financial, and regulatory factors. Now, this will ensure a sustainable and a secure project execution for a large term. With that, we end our presentation. We hope we'll be able to answer any question you have.
Uh, Bits team. Uh, my question is from where you have got this idea?
Good afternoon, team. Naineshi, would you like to start?
Yeah.
Hi, thank you so much for the question. So, recently you must have heard that Coldplay is coming to India in January for their first ever a concert for the newest album. So they do this thing where their whole event is sustainable and eco-friendly. So what they do is the electricity that is generated for the whole of the concert is produced by these floors, and this is one of the major upcoming new technology outside India, in USA and UK, especially in UK, and that is where we got the idea from, at least the technology from. And to expand it here, we had to make it a little bit price sensitive and also eco-friendly by using plastic, renewable plastic, and etc. So that's how we integrated it for Indian market.
Yeah.
So this
Adding
idea
on
is
to
already
that,
evolved,
we
right? Yeah, please,
Sorry.
please go ahead. Go ahead, Ashmita.
Right. So we aim to actually address two main challenges here: sustainability and user experience that is associated with high traffic venues. So we observe that large events, gyms, and public spaces consume a lot of energy, which is often sourced from non renewable resources. So this is our idea that is actually going towards like a sustainable aspect into the picture.
Okay, so that this idea is already evolved in UK and Europe, other countries, right?
Yeah, so evolved in the sense that
It has not been massified. It
yeah, it's
exists, the technology exists, but
mm,
no, we don't see it being adopted throughout the world. So we could be the first mover and then try to specialize it in India.
So, what is your
We
strategy?
do see
How to
a
implement this
scalability
idea in
aspect.
the India? Yeah. What is your strategy? How to implement this in India?
I will just open the scalability. So in India, one of the major points that the customers, even the business owners have is the cost, the investment cost. So what we've done is the plates that they have, the basic plates, we're going to make them from reusable plastic. So that's how we are saving most of our cost. And there are three types of different floors which can create electricity. For example, hydraulic floor, and there is electromagnetic and piezoelectric, I guess, out of which we are using mechanical ones, which is also one of the price sensitive technology here in India. So that's how we're going to start, but we will avail different technologies for different kind of customers.
And when we talk about going to one particular customer at a time, we will be focusing on companies that aim on event management, because such companies will be needing such kind of products in the long run. We have a lot of concerts coming up in India. We have Dua Lipa also coming now, Coldplay is coming here, and then NH7, VH1, and all these concerts are on the line. And apart from this, these are also the concerts which happen in colleges. They require certain kind of skill set that will allow them and empower them to have certain kind of technology which will reduce their cost in terms of electricity, and then also a creative way of promoting their events. Yeah.
Also, just to add on that, so I did my internship in Jubilant, where I was working with Domino's, and there I was basically working with utility consumption, basically electricity and power consumption in stores. And I've seen that displays, like menu display and advertisement displays, are taking so much electricity while maybe not serving as much use. So for these, we have seen we can use such kind of plays. For example, they have major traffic during evening, so they can just use it in the in and out area, entry and exit area, and that will create a lot of electricity. So return on investment for such kind of technology is very high, and even in the smaller scale, the return can be very high for a longer term.
Because to my mind, this initial investment cost will very high, because it's not a technology and the material what we are talking about, the kinetic tiles and all these things is not easily or readily available as such. So how will reach the break even? Because what you say that generating power is 800 kilowatt max. Maybe
Yes.
for one clubhouse floor, dancing floor or somewhere. So how will reach the break even?
So, for example, let's consider a high traffic zone like an airport, which can, if we just install these kind of plates all over the track for the entrance and exit, it will probably generate around 10K of kilowatt energy, and for which the cost would be like not normal regions would be around. I'm not sure if it's 7 to 9 kilowatt, 7 to 9 rupees per hour, which is basic. Sorry, uh, rupees per kilowatt hour.
Per kilowatt hour.
Then, sorry, yeah, and that is almost like 80,000 to 1 lakh, and that is how much we are saving for a normal base airport. Now, I'm from Nasik, so that's how much we can save there. But if you think of the same thing for a bigger scale like Mumbai or Delhi airport, the number just goes up and up. And this is on the larger scale. If you talk about a smaller mall, then also if you are saving like 70 to 80,000 per year, it's a bigger contribution, and it's also one step closer to going towards sustainable and eco-friendly livelihood.
Okay. Yeah.
Adding on to
Thank you.
that,
Thank you, Mr. Yeah,
when
please,
we are
please.
targeting high traffic venues, sorry, yeah, so when we're targeting high traffic venues such as airports, metro stations, and malls, that will actually help us maximize energy production and visibility, and also allowing us to charge premium rates. So these high visibility contracts will serve as both revenue sources as well as marketing showcases to attract newer clients.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Anirudh. Please go ahead.
I have, I think I like the idea. So the same thing that Nainish ji just pointed out, this is a technology which exists. You want to bring this into India, so you will have to target at looking at a partnership with one of the existing patent owners without infringing that, the other ones. That's a challenge that I see. And other than that, the break even to reach that, you need partnerships here to localize it. And that's also Mr. Nainish what he pointed out. These are the two aspects where your case study has to be really, has to go deeper. That's where I feel this can be a make or break. On the positive side, Reliance is into the new energy side. We are going to assist you in all the electronics that is going to happen. So there is a potential for them to collaborate with you. So that's the other side. But I believe you have to look at what is the potential behind bringing an existing technology which is not yet adopted. What were the challenges faced outside India which are limiting them to go mass scale, right? It does not mean that they were not just adopted because there were no takers. There must have been something that we are missing out. What were the challenges that you have identified? So that is something that has to be looked at. This is my feedback. I'm not asking a question. But if you have something that you have already looked at in this, please let us know.
When you talk about the challenges that being faced in India, one of the key challenges is the fact of the area. So we don't have large spaces to conduct concerts. This is one of the key reasons why not a lot of concerts happen in India, because we don't have the infrastructure and the space to organize such kind of concerts. When we talk about something like kinetic flows, it require we like the whole point is that it's expanded on a large area. So when India doesn't have the infrastructure to do an concert, it there comes the challenge. However, India is still looking into it, and we still are getting a lot of concerts, and a lot of public is growing towards such kind of concerts. So we see that it will overcome by the time the product comes out, regardless.
Okay. Can
Adding
you
on
give
to
me
that,
one
the other
example?
challenge that we noticed was the high initial cost. But Reliance being of the scale that it is, we are relying on it to actually make it reach a certain scale that we are hoping to reach by the end of the tenure.
I don't know. Nice wish. You can keep your fingers crossed.
Yes.
On a serious note, any technology ownerships that any patents that have been filed that can be, thought up as a front runner for us to adopt? You spoke about the technology in terms of mechanical means, not the hydraulic or the piezoelectric, but I'm talking about an organization or someone who owns a patent.
So no, I think we don't have the details of the patent. We just know that there is one, but there is not one in mechanical, which is where we are going for. Uh, I mean, the whole idea it is patented, but the different types is not. I'm not really sure about that. So we'll look into that and we'll
That
get
is
back to you
important.
for sure.
That is
Yeah.
important because your idea rests on bringing a technology here, and if somebody has
Yes.
already protected it for India, then you may not be the one who will be allowed to use it, right? So just keep an eye out on that. Yeah. That's it from my side.
Yeah. Thank you very much and good luck. There is a huge potential there. Good luck. All the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank you
so
All the
so
much.
best.
much for your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, team. It was a really impressive presentation. It offered valuable insights and a great method for solving the problem you guys are targeting. Thank you so much. So let us allow the jury to have a minute and evaluate the ideas that were presented by the team. In the meantime, let us go for a fun trivia where we talk about Reliance, and the people who get the right answers, they get exclusive T.U.P merchandise. So the trivia will pop up on your screen. All the best. So that was a tough choice, but I think the winner is Varun Malhotra. Congratulations. Do reach out to us on our social media handles or support@unstop.com. Thank you so much. Congratulations. So moving on, let's go to the next team. Let's welcome Team Mirage. and all the very best. Thank you.
Once upon a time, there existed the television, the gaming console, and the mobile. But these are the technology of past. Today, the new era is belong to the virtual reality, the augmented reality, and the mixed reality. So, what exactly virtual reality is? Human gets connected to virtual reality through a device like HMD, which is a human mobile device, like a headset. This device is basically powered by a software or a platform like Mirage 360 degree. And through this, the user gets connected to the virtual world. Let's imagine if you are sitting in Mumbai and two of your friends, let's say one sitting in New York City, another sitting in Dubai, all three of you want to gift maybe a product, a mobile phone to your friend, right? But you cannot decide on that mobile phone because of location constraints. In here, Mirage 360 degree provides a virtual platform wherein all three of you come together virtually and coordinate and decide on the purchase, right? Let's take another example. Let's say you live in a high-rise building and now one day you decide to go to a retail shop for some shopping, but you have to travel down to the building, you have to go through the traffic for 45 minutes for a just 2 kilometer travel, right? Let's say I have this Mirage 360 software with me, so this will provide me the comfort of shopping from my home only, right? So these kind of problems are solved by Mirage 360 degree. So Mirage 360 degree is nothing but redefining the shopping experience to the power of VR and AR technology. We have our major collaborators, Geo Tesseract, through which we will be procuring the headsets, the HMDs, Geo 5G, the network connectivity, and Reliance Digital, our product partner. These collaborators will make this Mirage 360 degree reimagining the reality and redefining you.
Good afternoon, panel. Now let's discuss about the potential of this market. The global AR/VR market is expected to grow at a CAGR of 28%, which is very fast. India alone is constituting 1.153 billion INR in 2020, and it's expected to grow to 1.1 trillion in 2027. We are also having the advantage of quick technology adaptation, as 66% of population is below 35%. Also, you know about the retail market. Our organized online retail market is 0.8 trillion. And also, after the success of Mirage, we can horizontally scale into healthcare, education, gaming, and other industry. Now over to Vaibhav. Vaibhav.
Yes. Should I start?
Over to your slides. Over to your slide.
Okay. Can you change the slide, Harshit? Okay. So here is the business model of Mirage 360. We will be capturing three customer segments. First is middle to high income groups who can drive VR market growth by 30%. Second is tech savvy millennials and Gen Zs who will be our ideal early adopters. And the third one is luxury product enthusiasts who are likely to pay 48% extra for our services. Moving on to our value proposition, VR enhances online retail experience with immersive shopping and personalized experiences. Uh, Moving on to our channel, which features a subscription model, VR kiosks at retail stores, and virtual shops for exclusive and luxury products. VR will also help us to build customer relationships through emotional connections and informed choices via virtual try-ons. After that, our revenue streams will include B2B licensing with luxury brands and B2C models like pay per use and subscription model. Benefits for the retailers will ranges from increased engagement as well as reduced returns. Now moving on to Amritya.
So the product implementation is divided into three phases. Phase one mostly involves the product development, piloting, and validation. Phase two is more around launching the B2C model into metros and tier one cities. We are hitting the consumer behavior by opening some kiosk wherein the consumers can explore and experience this technology for free. Phase 3 involves expansion of B2C model into tier 2 and tier 3 cities, and also launching of B2B model from where we are expecting a major chunk of our revenue. Um, Talking about the competitive landscape, in international landscape, we have three major players, that is Diaxi, Catalyst, and Opsys. They are into high-end software only. In India, we have Scapic, which is a Flipkart-owned startup brand, and it is mostly it customizes its product for various industries. Mirage 360 has an advantage of first price point. Second, it has access to the Reliance ecosystem, which will help in capturing the market easily. And the third, it has a specific uh, okay.
Amartya, if you would like to continue for a moment, you can come in. Give you
Yes,
another
sir.
30
So the
seconds to
point I
conclude.
was mentioning is that Mirage 360 is basically a skeleton. We can customize it to other industries also, other sectors. And this particular software can be used specifically for the retail industry, and it can be customized for various other industries based on requirement for various applications. So this is one of the key point. And really sorry for the formatting. I guess once it was working good, but when we uploaded it, this happened. I don't know why it's happening.
That's
really sorry.
okay. One question from my side. I saw that your roadmap showed about product development. I'm trying to
Yes.
understand more used cases which will actually drive the development. You gave me two hypothetical situations. One about a
Yes.
friend who is, trying to collaborate from three locations. Another one about
Yes.
real estate, right? So I'm trying to think about a more generic used case where practically your users will come in multiples, right? Um,
Yes.
and you also mentioned that they will have to come to a kiosk on at the center. So it's
Yes.
not necessarily um, at the neighborhood. It has to be, at a kiosk at a center. So I'm trying to
Yes.
link both of that. Can you help me with one more used case which
Yes.
you think is practical, and the fact that I can easily access that wherever you are proposing before we move
Great.
on to phase one about development?
So one more use case is in the luxury brand sector, wherein people won't buy those products in these virtual reality shop, but they will use it for exploring those products. So let's say if you want to buy a high-end, a very luxury sort of vehicle, or maybe any sort of good, or maybe jewelry, you want to feel that jewelry. You cannot do it in virtual world, but definitely you can explore the designs and specification, costing, and everything. Now, talking about the kiosk, we are planning this kiosk in the retail shops only, mostly in the Reliance retail shops. So, a customer who is visiting this retail shop, you can offer them to experience this technology for free of cost. The idea here is to change their behavior, to make them feel the virtual world, how it feels. And based on their reaction, their feedback, we can definitely implement it in our feedback stage. That is, if you can see the level one, we are testing and taking feedback from the consumers and retail shop managers. So this will add in to our product development stage.
So, are you telling me that a virtual experience of a luxury product is one of the examples that somebody would like to experience?
Just exploration. They won't buy it because I also won't buy jewelry virtually. I would like to explore it. I would like to explore the details of it. And once I've made my mind that these 10 set of jewelry items, or these 10 set of necklace or maybe handbands are good, I will go to the shop physically and tell the maybe the person there to show me those 10 set of things and make my purchase decision. So it is basically uh, sort of helping the consumer in deciding purchasing behavior. But definitely, it is a good model to you can explore instead of going into the traffic and traveling to the shop.
Yeah. Very good afternoon, team.
Good afternoon, sir.
My point is why a individual customer to buy this software with the appliances? Why as an individual I should buy?
Sir, as I mentioned that one is the saving time, like in most of us we live in a metro cities, and this particular use case is for the metro cities only. Later on we will expand it to other cities also. One is we are saving your time, the traffic part, the sort of you need not to put resources to travel down to the shop. You can just sit in your home and experience this virtual reality, go into a shop and make your purchase or maybe explore the purchase. So the vision with this product is that today we construct kitchens, toilets, and dining rooms in our home. But one day there will be a specific space in our home for experience this virtual reality only. So we will entering that space, not only Mirage 360, any sort of software, but that particular space will be designated for this particular application only. So that the idea, the vision is that.
Sir, I want to say that that is saving the time. Like Blinkit, when it first came, people thought that it won't be a success as it will be prone to accident or something. But now Blinkit is on the verge of overtaking Zomato. So the time saving part is the essential in today's generation and in the future. Time is a new currency.
So
So
you are
adding on to
targeting. Yeah, please.
Harshit's points, like the
Yeah, well.
Blinkit and the Zepto part, the quick commerce is becoming like hype now, and through this virtual reality, the customers will get both the experience, like visiting a store virtually and getting their product delivered like through quick commerce. Like in future, like we can explore that possibility also.
So you are targeting only high net worth individuals who can buy this one with the software and the appliances, and then so you are targeting those group, right?
No,
And
sir.
B2C
Actually,
maybe. Yes, please.
our first target, that is one of the chunk of one of the portion of our target market, but we want this to launch as a geo product only, as a product which can be accessible to everyone. And as Harshin mentioned in the first slide, that 66% of our population is below 35 years, so adaptation will be very easy. They will also want to adapt such a technology and experience it. So it's not only that we are targeting the high income groups. Anyone who wants to save their time, or let's say are sitting in different areas and want to make a purchase decision, they can use this technology. And the idea is to bring consumers here, so that we can later on bring tap into B2B market, because the B2B market is quite big. B2C market is just to spread the word of mouth and make the businesses make feel that this is the new technology and they have to also adapt it. So that is the whole idea.
So my question is B2B can afford this one, but B2C
Yes. So that's
is a
why we
big
have kept the
big challenge.
pricing little bit low.
So actually, we are like working on like we have thought of working on a subscription based model, like the Amazon Prime is working.
Okay.
So like it can be affordable for the customers, for the middle class customers also.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much from my side. Anuruji, anything else from my side?
I think I like the idea that you're trying to bring in. So I feel that there is a potential for 10 millennials to have a feel of something that they may not be able to afford right now. but
Yes.
in 4 years from now, they may have a dream to own that product. So you're triggering a market is how I see it. I don't know if you see it that way. It may not be an immediate buy. If I want my son to dream for a 3 lakh watch, then I would like him to get fascinated about it a year or two earlier, so he starts saving up. If that is the idea behind it, then I'm also trying to see what would be the incentive for somebody like Reliance to install a kiosk where there's no immediate revenue, right? So that's something that you will have to work on. But if you do that, then I believe there is a scope for it to crack it. I'm not looking too much into the business case, but I believe there is something that has to be looked at from the break even, where you're investing something, but the revenues are not going to come immediately. That's where that's
We
where I
have done a little bit of break-even analysis also, but this is only based on the per month plan and per year plan. So based on user base, we need to get close to around, I guess, 6,000 users, out of which major chunk will be taking it on a per month subscription, and per year subscription it would be around 2,800 or something. This is for 1 year only, and we are investing around 1 crore 83 lakh, I guess. Yes, this is the total investment cost. Initially, there will be variable costs also. We haven't accounted it right now, but definitely this gave us some idea that how many consumers we need to tap in the first year, just after the launch. So these are few of the numbers.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so the idea is to open the Reliance ecosystem completely. Like sir asked, like why we should buy it. So once you have this product at your home, you have access to the complete ecosystem of Reliance, whether it is Hamleys or Ajio or Reliance Retail or anything. So that is the one of the idea.
Thank you, Team Mirage, and all the very best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All the best.
Very well done, team. Really nice presentation. Well put, well analyzed. And thank you, jury, for your such insightful inputs. Thank you so much. We'll move forward. We'll go with the team one last try. We would like to welcome you and present your case. All the very best.
This is Team One Last Ride from XIV. Our idea for Reliance T.U.P Season X is a revolutionary new perinatal monitoring device that can potentially bring down the number of perinatal deaths in India and also address the woes and worries of pregnant women. We propose DigiDi, a 3-in-1 device, a fetal movement tracker, a piezoelectric pressure transducer to time and measure the contractions, and a fetal heart rate monitor. It is known that the baby progresses throughout the gestation period. The baby would make a certain number of movements per hour in the womb, especially towards the end of the second trimester and beginning of the third. These movements can be tracked by sensing the variations in the surface tension of the outer skin of the mother's abdomen through a micro-electromechanical sensor and a piezoelectric sensor on the device. The same surface tension can help us differentiate between false contractions and real contractions by keeping a track of the intensity and the duration of the contractions at the end of the third trimester.
The device will have LED indicators with red, yellow, green lighting, each color representing a severity of the situation depending upon the frequency and intensity of the contraction, which will indicate whether the mother requires immediate medical attention and hospitalization. The LED indicators would also warn the mother in case of irregular or absence of movement of the child in the expected time frame. This device will be worn on the abdomen of the woman in the form of a belt, and the belt would be embedded with non-invasive piezoelectric sensors. We plan to create an ecosystem where the ASHA workers will be able to track the pregnant women under their care and prioritize the caregiving based on risk and urgency. By also keeping track of the heart rate of the fetus, the mother and the healthcare specialist will be able to detect any abnormalities. We envisage a two-pronged business model where we primarily target the rural market through governments, where the device will be made available to ASHA workers via the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare at a subsidized rate. In the urban setting, we plan to push the device via IVF centers, private clinics and hospitals where doctors would recommend it for expecting parents, creating a similar ecosystem like in the rural setting. This idea aligns with the Indian government's goal to bring down perinatal deaths through various schemes like Janani Shishu Suraksha Karyakram, Pradhan Mantri Surakshit Matritva Abhiyan, and also United Nations SDG 3 targets. Each life is valuable. Even if this device is able to save a single life, it would be a vindication enough to pursue this idea.
Mainly the patients which we see in emergency casualty
are the ones who are experiencing labor pains, 50% of whom are experiencing false labor pains. This unnecessarily creates congestion in the hospital and delays the treatment to those who are in dire need of it. On the other spectrum, females are totally unaware how important it is to keep track of the movement of the baby, as it tells about the well-being of the baby inside the womb, because of which the female reach the hospital late or a healthcare facility late, making it difficult for us to help. DigiDiagnosis will not only help systemize this issue, but also ensure a safe motherhood to the mothers and ensure a healthy baby and a healthy mother.
In urban India, an expecting mother is surrounded by a network of support. Her husband, family, all present and informed enough to provide the care she needs. But in rural India, the reality can be starkly different. Often, the family's breadwinner, her husband, is away and lacks the knowledge to care for her. This is where ASHA workers come in. These remarkable women step in as caregivers, midwives, and educators for pregnant women, but they are severely understaffed, underpaid, and overworked. India's perinatal mortality rate stands at 32 deaths per 1,000 pregnancies, with rural areas seeing even higher numbers at 34 deaths, and almost 30% of all births are classified as high-risk pregnancies. Behind these devastating numbers are preventable causes like insufficient antenatal visits, limited access to essential ultrasounds, and impact of socioeconomic and educational barriers.
To address this issue, we proposed DigiDai, a 3-in-1 perinatal monitoring device that integrates fetal movement tracking, contraction sensing, and fetal heart rate monitoring. The first fetal movement tracker using biomechanical analysis captures subtle variations in the maternal abdominal surface tension via microelectromechanical sensors and piezoelectric sensors. An automated frequency counter monitors these microtensions, collecting real-time data. Second, the contraction sensor measures toco sensitivity via piezoelectric sensors and pressure transducers, which help distinguish false contractions from true contractions based on intensity and frequency. Machine learning algorithms further help refine and analyze contraction patterns through tension profiles, as well as tracking amplitude, duration, periodicity, and differentiate labor phases clinically. Finally, a heart rate monitor embedded with silver chloride sensors tracks the fetal heart rate through biopotential monitoring, delivering real-time insights. Working in tandem with DigiDai app, this device helps provide clinically accurate monitoring for timely intervention and support.
Upon a doctor's recommendation, expecting mothers install the app, input their details, and link their account to the assigned ASHA workers via QR code. The device, equipped with red, yellow, and green indicators, monitor key health metrics and also provide real-time alerts. In case of fluctuations or emergencies, the app immediately notifies both mother and the ASHA worker, allowing for prompt response and timely care. If there's a lack of movement of the baby in the womb, or if the contractions start, the device would blink and send an alert to the ASHA worker. Though this system, ASHA worker, who is usually responsible for approximately 250 families, can track the expectant mother and coordinate care with the affiliated hospital, improving the hospital bed booking and reducing congestion.
Coming to the business model, we will primarily be focusing on B2G channel and later introduce B2B and B2C. In the B2G business model, we will be offering our product to the ASHA workers via the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare at a subsidized price, initially focusing in UP. From year 6, we aim to expand across India, introducing B2B and B2C channels. For B2B, we plan to pitch our device to IVF clinics and hospitals who may incorporate DigiDai to their pregnancy kits. For B2C channel, we plan to offer a subscription-based model where the customers will be charged for the 3 months that they use it for. Our estimated net investment is around 500 crores with a 12-year payback period, and we anticipate to break even by year 9. Each of these deaths represents not just a loss of life, but the dreams of a mother, the hopes of a family, and the potential of a community. Even if we can help prevent the death of one baby, it would be validation enough to push for DigiDai. Thank you.
Hello, team.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Excellent initiative. I really like the background behind why you came up with this. Any particular reason that you chose this as a group of 4? Is there someone who's passionate about that?
We were contemplating what ideas to come for this year's T.U.P. We went through everything from food delivery apps to water purification systems. And finally, we realized one of our friends' girlfriend is a gynecologist right now. So when we were discussing ideas with her, she was like, "This is an issue which is being faced by her on a daily basis." She works in Delhi, so she faces issues like a lot of women coming in hospital congestion, not knowing exactly what is the problem, and because of that, the panic and the anxiety which mothers feel. So she was like, if we can come up with some idea, some device which can help, systematize this issue, it would be better for the whole ecosystem. So we thought of this.
And is this technology, where do you see this technology? Is this something that you came up with, which still needs validation, or is this something that has been tried out?
So the interesting thing is what we have is a 3-in-1 device, but individually each of these technologies are already being done in scale and it's already tested, proven technology, but not in the form factor that we are offering it in. So we are offering it as a single device, which looks like essentially like a watch-shaped device, dial-shaped device. So it has all the 3 components integrated into it. So it can be utility patentable. So that is the part of that.
So my question is, has it already been protected by a patent, or some manufacturer has already protected this design? Is the question that I'm coming.
No, this is for the first time. No, there's nowhere in the market this has been done.
It's nowhere in the market. So where do you get these images? These images are from.
So these are all AI generated images. We prompted AI to give us. We fed it all these prompts saying that this is what we want, and then they were able to generate multiple iterations. But yeah.
Okay. And the second part I have is you're trying to work with the ASHA workers via the Ministry of Health, and you're proposing a price of 25K, which is subsidized according to you. That's going to be a challenge. I know personally, because me and Nainish sir, we work with the government, funding projects, and we know that what kind of limitations are there for that. But I understand the background behind it. Health and a life of a person is in stake. So there is something that you will have to work on that. These are the couple of comments that I have before I move to questions. So over to Nainish sir for something from his side.
So your device and project is very fine, very good, and it save the life of the expected mother and baby, and need of our immediately ASHA worker or health institute can come to help the expected mother. So my question is that the watch like device that will be available with the mother, with her, and ASHA worker or a health institute will have another device same way.
No. So how it works is this device will be with the mother, and the device will be integrated to the app of the mother. The mother will have a mobile phone, and on which there will be a DigiDai app. They'll be working in tandem, and the app is linked to the app on the app of the ASHA worker. ASHA worker also will have an app. So you can see here, this will be the interface that the ASHA worker will have, and this will be the interface the pregnant woman will have. So the ASHA worker will be able to see in real time the names of the women and what kind of scenario they are in, green, red, and yellow based on severity. So that's how it integrates into the ecosystem.
Okay, then ASHA worker will get the notification if there is something goes wrong, right?
If something goes wrong, yes.
Okay, and somewhere you have mentioned is 13 years or 15 years is a payback period.
Payback period, yes.
11 to 12 years, yeah.
12 years.
So it's a, although your aim and motto is very good, it helped the lady or expected mother, but time duration 11 to 12 years, yeah, and you need a government big support, because healthcare system, in rural area and village area, it's purely depend on the government. So government support is very much required. You need to work with the government organizations to get this device installed or implement this idea. And all the best. Thank you very much. It's a good one.
You have anything to add?
From our side?
Yes.
No, regarding the payback period, when we were actually working on the feasibility of this, we realized that yes, because we are selling it with a steep discount, especially for governments, we towards the 6th or 7th year, we start with the B2B channels as well. So we start picking up the revenues there. And we realized that this actually has potential, because when we look at the last couple of years of last 2 budget sessions that have happened, government is actually putting a lot of money behind rural healthcare. There are a lot of incentives for ASHA workers, a lot of incentives for institutionalized births. So this kind of, we felt that this would be right time to push for this. So that's one of the reasons we thought of doing.
Great initiative. I think you guys should pursue it irrespective of what this the end of this session goes, I think you should continue to pursue such ideas. That's what we feel, me and Ainish sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. All the best to your team.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, best wishes, good luck.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, team. Thank you for such an insightful presentation. I really like the purpose that what you guys are trying to pursue. Thank you, jury, so much for insightful inputs. So let's give a huge round of applause for all the participating teams. The diversity of innovative ideas presented in this round is truly impressive. Today's contest has raised the stakes, promising an even more thrilling journey ahead. As you know, the winners of today's elimination round will be stepping into the semi-finals of T.U.P Season X, where you will be battling against winners of the other elimination rounds. Now, as we build the sense of suspense around today's winners and runner-ups, you will have to hold on to your excitement just a little longer. Rest assured, the results will be announced on our social media handles shortly. So keep up those notifications turned on. So as we wrap up this elimination round, we want to extend our heartfelt gratitude to the jury of their insightful questions on all the ideas presented today. A big thank you to the audience and the participating teams for creating such an interactive and exciting event with your visionary ideas. You were all fantastic. With that, this is me, Ashwin Singh Chauhan, signing off for today. Keep following us on our social media handles and stay tuned for our further updates. We will see you soon at the TUP Season X semi-finals. Until then, take care and have a good day.